Tonight's headlines: Duterte holding office in two areas, no burden on government funds. DOLE-OWWA seeks additional OFW repatriation fund. IAS to conduct separate probe on CALBAYOG mayor slay. COVID-19 cases in the country at 603,308. ROQUE glad to be a meme king. LPA to bring rains over Visayas. Philippine stocks rise anew. And Asian stocks set to follow Wall Street rally. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, March 10, 2021. I'm Miguel Patagonon and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. President Rodrigo Duterte's frequent travels to Davao City to hold office there are not a burden on government resources, according to presidential spokesperson Harry Roque. Roque said that it was inevitable that the president will also hold office in Davao City because a president naturally surrounds himself with people he trusts, at least that includes those who are from his hometown. The palace official said that the practice carries a greater weight considering that Mindanao has not been the seat in power for so long, since Duterte is first one to be the Philippine president who is from Mindanao. He added that it is even a benefit because the seat of power is shared between Manila in Malacanang, Palace, and Mindanao. The Department of Labor and Employment has requested an additional 9.8 billion pesos to augment the repatriation fund of the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. According to Administrator Hans Leo Kadak, labor authorities projected that the 6.2 billion pesos 2021 budget for the hotel, transportation, and food expenses of returning overseas Philippine workers would run out of April or May. The OWWA chief said the extension of the hotel quarantine period for returning OFWs to 7 to 9 days from the previous one to 3 days has led to quicker fund depletion. Last year, the DOLE-OWWA also received an additional 5 billion pesos to augment its OFW repatriation fund, and Kadak said around 10,000 repatriated OFWs are currently staying in 140 hotel quarantine facilities. The Philippine National Police Chief Police General Debol Sinas said Wednesday that he requested the Internal Affairs Service to conduct a motu proprio investigation on the shootout which led to death of Calbayog City Mayor Ronaldo Aquino. The PNP chief noted that the IAS will send probers to Calbayog City to conduct a parallel investigation. He also said he is okay with the National Bureau of Investigation conducting a probe on the incident, but the PNP still needs to have a separate one. To recall, Justice Secretary Menardo Guevara said Tuesday he ordered the NBI to look into the shooting incident. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
#143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can you get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung sofa, tapos slides, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my...
#143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Call.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa... cancel ko sa Lipa? Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami
Call
mag-deliver.
to deliver. Call. #143SM. Call to deliver. #143SM. Call to deliver. Call. #143SM. #143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
Click, click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap. It's a wrap, just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing. You know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use. Mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
The Department of Health reported 2,886 confirmed COVID-19 cases on Wednesday to bring the total number of infected in the country to 603,308, even as 5 laboratories failed to submit data on time. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, rose to 546,293 after 221 more patients recovered from the illness, while the death toll is now at 12,545 following 17 fatalities recorded. There are also 44,470 active cases undergoing treatment or quarantine, of which 91.7% are mild, 4% are asymptomatic, 1.7% are severe, and 1.7% are in critical condition. Data from the DOH also showed that 55% of the country's intensive care unit beds are available, while 75% of the mechanical ventilators are ready for use. In other news, presidential spokesperson Roque has embraced his role as meme king, saying such memes featuring him provide much needed comedic relief to the public amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Roque responded to a query if he takes offense on viral memes of him swimming with dolphins and on a diving trip, even if government officials have been consistently reminding the public to stay home to avoid COVID-19 transmission. The palace official even beamed that his Facebook followers grew almost 1 million at 980,000 because of the memes. Roque also said he is open to running for public office in the 2022 polls, and he will decide before the filing of candidacy scheduled during the first week of October. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa on Wednesday said that a low-pressure area is expected to bring cloudy skies with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over the Visayas and Mindanao. In its 24-hour forecast, the state weather agency warned affected residents against possible flash floods or landslides during moderate to times heavy rains. The LPA was estimated based on all available data at 640 kilometers east-southeast of Davao City or 675 kilometers east of General Santos City. Meanwhile, Pag-asa said that partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated light rains may prevail over Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon due to northeast monsoon. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us.
Iba ng panahon, dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga parties, may online pa.
Bago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayad.
In business, the local stock barometer rose anew Wednesday, partly on the sell-off of U.S. Treasuries by the peso weakened against the greenback. The Philippine Stock Exchange Index gained by 0.61% or 41.49 points to 6,808.32 at the closing bell, while the broader all shares gained by 0.08% or 3.40% to 4,078.35. Regina Capital Development Corp head of sales Luis Limlingan said that Philippine shares traded higher as a sell-off in government bonds made a momentary pause. Volume totaled to 9.14 billion shares amounting to 11.7 billion pesos. Losers led gainers at 155 to 72, while 34 shares were unchanged. And Asian stocks were set to track US gains on Wednesday as falling bond yields ease concerns about surging inflation, although focus will shift to Chinese markets amid worries about policies tightening in the world's second largest economy. Australia's S&P ASX 200 index rose at 0.47% in early trading. Japan's Nikkei 225 futures added 0.07%, and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index futures rose 1.17%, while E-mini futures for the S&P 500 rose 0.10%. On Tuesday, China's benchmark Shanghai Composite Index stood on the precipice of corrections as investors wrestled with the prospect of tighter policy and slowing economic recovery. With eyes on the $120 billion auction of 3, 10, and 30-year treasuries this week, U.S. Treasury yields fell after a weak 7-year note sale that prompted a spike in yields 2 weeks ago was followed by another soft auction last week. That wraps up the stories tonight. Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store or Google Play to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber, Katribu, to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Torcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just visit the sticker store on Viber and search for Katribu. Before we go, I would like to thank the SM Store and the Araneta City for their continued support. Again, this is Miguel Paotagonon, and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night, and God bless us all.
Montero Sport. Elevate your journey.
Drive your ambition. Mitsubishi Motors.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
This is a very important story. The important story.
Pictures and stories.
Today, we feel the weight of history on our shoulders. The way we have been moving leads nowhere. We need to change course.
Since the United Nations was founded, the human race has never had to face a set of challenges like we do right now. But together, we can overcome them.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.